getting cozy today. I'm freezing. It's always so cold in our house, which I love, but I'm cold. So I got a blanket with me, got a book with me that I'm gonna be reviewing today. I'm excited. I just love talking about books. Nothing makes me happier in this world, honestly. My dog snoring like a freight train. So if you hear that in the background, just ignore. But if you clicked on this video, then you know that I'm gonna be reviewing this book. This book actually just came out on April 11th. So this is a new release by Megan Miranda called The Only Survivors. Also, I guess I should introduce myself if you are new to watching my videos. Hi, I am Crystal. I share tons of book content here on my channel, mostly reviews and hauls, and I've been wanting to do more reading vlogs. So if you like that kind of thing, I would love it if you would subscribe. But let's go ahead and get into this review. This book is a psychological thriller / mystery that is set in the Outer Banks. He's living the life. I just love that he's so comfortable though. You know, when I hear him snoring like that, I'm like, I'm just glad you're doing good, buddy. Okay, back to the review. This is about a group of survivors, a group of people who go through something very traumatic on a night in 2013. This story takes place 10 years later on the anniversary of that traumatic event. This group of people comes together every year on the anniversary to sort of commemorate what happened that night, sort of like a support group of sorts. This is also like their way of coping and dealing with the memories of that night. But also, it's like their way of making sure that their big secret that they are all holding on to is being kept a secret. So that's where the mystery in this book comes in. This is told in a then and now perspective. So you get the now story, which takes place in 2023, and then you also get the then story of what happened on that night in 2013. So it kind of goes back and forth between the two time periods. And I've very much enjoyed that because this is sort of like a working backwards kind of timeline where you're figuring out what happened at the end of that night in 2013. And then the events of what happened that night sort of slowly start unraveling as you're reading, and it's working backwards. So then by the end of the book, you find out what really happened, and all of the secrets are then revealed. And this book had some really good unexpected twists towards the end. Thrillers are one of my favorite genres in books, and I am just someone who loves a good unexpected twist. And I actually got a couple in this book that I did not see coming. Also, the setting of this story is everything. It is set in the Outer Banks, so it takes place in like a beachy town. And the house that they stay in is sort of like a big house, and it just has like a ghostly kind of creepy vibe to it. There's also stormy weather in this book, and so a lot of the times it's raining, and it's just beachy, it's dark, it's stormy. And so that setting just kind of adds a really moody, dark, ominous atmosphere. I live for it. I lived for the atmosphere in this book. I would describe this as a cozy summer thriller. And the reason why I get the word cozy is, again, because of the setting and the atmosphere. I cannot think of another word. Like, I feel like cozy thriller is the perfect way to describe it. Because for me, just like, it's the weather, it's the creepy house, it's a little bit of the like the darkness and the moodiness, and the only word I can think of is cozy. It's a cozy thriller. You are one of those people that just loves and appreciates a really good mystery thriller while you're on the beach, like on your beach vacation in the summer. This right here, look no further. This is it. I gave this book a solid 4 stars. This is one of those books where you are trying to figure out what is going on as you're reading, and you're just slowly trying to put all the pieces together, and then at the end everything is kind of unraveled, and then you're left with these like twists that you weren't expecting. That is one of the things I loved the most about this book. It just kept me guessing, kept me wanting to keep reading and figuring out what the heck is going on. It's also one of those books where you're questioning every character in their book. You're like, did he do it? Did she do it? What did he do? What did she say? It was just so fun. It was so fun. It was entertaining. I read this book in less than 2 days. I couldn't put it down. The only reason why I did not give this book 5 stars is because there are a lot of characters in this book. And while I was able to follow it very closely while I was reading, even though there was a ton of characters, at the end, you find out what is really happening. All of the characters are involved in that whole sequence in the book. I found myself having to like reread some parts to try and keep up with who did what, who said what. And so at the end, I feel like I was a little bit overwhelmed by all of the characters that were involved in the story. But other than that, solid 4 stars. I still very, very much enjoyed this book. If you are someone who likes thrillers, I would highly recommend reading this. Like I said, this book just came out on April 11th. So if you're interested in picking this up, I will link it down below in the description. And I think that's it for my review of The Only Survivors. I really hope y'all enjoyed watching this video. I will put all of my social handles here on the screen. I would love to have you guys come follow along over on my book club page on Instagram, also on my TikTok. I post all book content over there as well. I think that's it for me, y'all. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see y'all in my next video.